proposition, I guess is the word, to do this. I was really excited because I'd always listen to, these guys, shit like that, I mean, just being like sort of a straight edge kid or whatever, this is my, sort of a dream of mine or whatever, I've met a lot of people while I was out here that I've never known before, and become good friends with a lot of people that I thought I'd never ever meet. People disgrace it in a way, not today, but in other towns in certain ways, hurts me inside. We're not doing this for the money. I've got like $3 to get home, and it's for a good cause, and I think the people who we're doing this for really deserve it, and all the people that I've met, I think deserve a round of applause because I think they work real hard. There's people who came out with us from Salt Lake City with a couple bucks in their pocket. They paid for their own gas, they paid for their own food, and they're on board and stuff, And I think that that takes a certain kind of person to come all the way this far from home and to be doing it out of their own will and not they're not playing, they're not getting paid at all. They're spending their own money on something that they believe in. Everyone I've met, I just want to tell all you guys, all the guys in Alloy, Inside Out, Iceburn, Rancid, Farside, everyone we've played with, and this one is for all of you guys. Check 1, 2.
Man Patterson got up here and talked, and I never met Homeboy before, before this tour. We just kind of, he'd been practicing his songs before I got out to Utah after being on tour, and guys just opened up to me, and we've all opened up to each other. It was really cool to have him come up here and talk. It inspired me to talk, because I was I'm really tired, and I've been doing a lot of shows, and I'm just exhausted. But he really inspired me just by him expressing himself. So I'm going to try to do the same. One thing that we've kind of centered this whole thing around is our concern for what's happening in the Crescent Valley area of Nevada. What is happening over there is a manifestation of simply another war that is being waged against indigenous culture all over this country. And for 500 years, this war has been waged to disseminate their culture, to steal their lands, and to rupture their understanding of themselves and exploit them. And because of the United States action, I can only come to one conclusion, and that is that the government that exists in this system, in this place right now, is trying to exclude the Native Americans from this country. And what I just want to explain to you and try to get across to you right now is I'm up here, I'm real fucking nervous. I'm really scared to talk about this. I'm not a member of the Western Shoshone Defense Project. I'm not a Western Shoshone. Although my roots lie with indigenous culture, I am a Nawa. And it's very difficult for me to express this to you right now, but I'm going to try. We all have experienced prosperity and bear the fruits of this earth. Without Mother Earth, all of us would cease to exist, because life and earth and our lives and this earth that we're standing on right now are one. This is something that the Native Americans understood. This is something that the Western Shoshone understand. This is why they're trying to keep such a close commitment and relationship with this earth, and which is why they are forced to resist against the U.S. government who is trying to steal this from them. They have contributed to us and given us life. Every time we sit down and eat a plate of food, I bet you more than 60% of the food that exists on that plate of food was introduced into our diets by indigenous culture. All of it. Vegetables, you name it, tomatoes, potatoes, lettuce, corn, all these things that are crucial to our survival, they have given us. And the government of this country isn't concerned with contributions. They've exploited them to the point where that's no longer of service. They want their gold now. They've taken their food. They've taken their culture away, and now they want their gold and they want their land. And it doesn't matter who gets dehumanized or who gets murdered or who gets raped in the process. They want the resources, and they're going to do anything they can to get it. And I'm asking you people, where do you stand on this? Where do you stand right now? Well, you know, we all come to shows, and I've been to a lot of different kinds of shows now, and I see the same things happening. I'm not meaning to put this in your face, because all of us are coming together under the understanding that we need to do something for these people, because they're being exterminated, and they've given us life. It is their culture that has given us life. Without their contributions, we would not live this prosperous life that we are all living. And I'm asking you, where do you stand? Yeah, you want to hear some music, my friend? Well, we're not going to play music until we're fucking goddamn ready to play music, man. And if you get a band and you come up here and want to express yourself, this is a fucking hard thing for me to do. If you want to get in a band and come up here, I will fucking definitely give you the respect of coming up here and expressing yourself and trying to relay a message to people. So give it to me, please. Thank you, man. I've been involved with the hardcore scene for so long, and I love it. I love the kind of expression that goes on here. It's a fucking beautiful thing. But there's one thing I've always questioned about it, is that we've all, me included, have done more to point fingers at everyone else than to really tackle the problems that exist in our life. This defense effort is a real problem that all of us can tackle. All of us can become involved in it and use our spirits and our energy as people to help these people in their daily struggle against the government so that they can survive, so that they can exist. That's it, simply exist as a culture and as a people. We don't face those struggles every day. And I'm asking you, please, we paid the money, that's great. That money will run out. Get into this information. Become aware of indigenous struggles in this country and do something about it, please. We're Inside Out, and this song is called Burn and Fight.
I think a lot of people here should really ask themselves why they're here. They're here for the cause? Why don't you fuck off? Are you here to express yourself? You're here to listen to what they have to say? You're here to dance? You're here to throw elbows? I think you should really look inside yourself and ask yourself why you're here. This is fucking hardcore. This isn't rock and roll. This isn't about fucking throwing elbows and moshing. Do this fucking headbanger ball.
You guys want to say anything? Rob, you want to say something?
I just want to say, through a lot of years with hanging out with, as I consider my brothers, we probably, I don't know, I appreciate everyone coming out, but you know, it's like, in a lot of societies that are non-European, you need to learn respect always, and respect for everyone else. Everyone and when one person is speaking, you need to respect that person, because if you don't, where's your mindset? What makes you better than that person to speak out loud and not give respect? I mean, I'm nobody to say anything about any indigenous culture, but I do something that I think is right. You know, it's like, you know, all the people that have helped out back there, all the people that have helped us out, and came on the road with us and did this. I mean, Inside Out didn't get back together just to entertain. We came back because we saw something that we could do something and it would make people aware. And it's like, with me, like, you know, I look at some of the things that we've seen in my life, like in terms of trying to live an alternative lifestyle. You know, we call this thing, you know, alternative. That's exactly what it is. It's like, we try to live an alternative lifestyle, not that mainstream. We try to understand the truth in things, and that to me is alternative. If you want to live through the lies, to me that's mainstream, you know? And I'm not trying to point out anybody. I mean, I do it every day, and I do it all the time, but it's like, let's look at towards the truth in things, you know? When you go to school, there's a lot of you, you know, I see, you know, a lot of young people, but I mean, that's great. And, you know, when you're in high school, you know, go up to your teacher, question your history, your understanding, and what you're being taught. Because if you don't, you're just going to go back in the mainstream, and then you consider yourself alternative, and you go, wait a minute, I'm just like everyone else. I'm just having a, you know, different clothes or different whatever. You know, it's like, I mean, with me, it's like I try to lifestyle to find the truth in everything. You know, question it till it's dead. I mean, question it till you're down, just going, hey, I want to find out. And for me, I work with Indian people.
back home, and I live in Utah now because the hardcore scene brought a lot of change within me, and it showed me how I can do some change, and and all these people are pissed, and it's great, it's like they have a lot of young energy and stuff, and it's so positive. I'm like, yeah, yelling and screaming about change, and then nothing's going on, and then I just sat there and went, what's going on, man, what's going on? And then I saw, some Indian people speak, some Native American people speak, and it kind of brought to me like, these are the people that knew about what's going on and know about what's going on, and they're the ones speaking the truth to me. And I'm sitting there going, wait, it's time for me to start changing. It's time for me to start doing something. It's like talking the talk and walking the walk at both the same time. And I realized that in hardcore, that I'm not trying to break anybody down or generalize, but it's like stuff like this, like what's going on with the Western Shoshone people, it needs to be brought about. And when you bring it to kids, younger kids, and you bring it to other people, it can just escalate from there. And be able to do something about it. And when we talk about change in hardcore or punk rock or whatever, it's like, you can talk all you want, but it's doing something. You know what I mean? Whether it's your, like Greg said, the signature or the helping of the kid, whatever, it's not just giving that, hey, here, I did my part. It's like, do some more and get involved with it, understand it, because there's a lot of truth out there, and I believe that we all have the ability to find that truth. And that's why I'm here, is because I found out a truth, and I'm right now willing to escalate that and take it into action. And that's my key word in terms of myself, is action. Talk the talk and walk the walk. That's what I feel.
Does my friend want to hear some more music? Because we're going to play some. Yeah.
All right.
history in college with Boston U, and on his off time comes to play fucking some of the most aggressive, fucking thought-provoking hardcore music that exists. So this one goes out to him, and it's called Darkness and Greed. Here comes the innocent plus two flow entire culture, Boston. Free!